You married, kids?
No.
Oh man, you're living a freaking life. All right, let me get situated here. All right, fire away. It's your traveling Pratt Pack show today. Chris Fermata, of course, no, but Chris Bendick from Fermata. That's just such a nice Italian name. I don't know if you're Italian at all, but close enough. A lot of my great Italian friends from this great community, one being Joe Piccarelli, who had that great rubbish department for many years. And I worked in this town, know many people throughout the years, council, businesses, the great Mary Anderson for many years. Still that company going strong, but when they were in the heart of Ambridge, the Ambridge Borough, the Chamber, go on and on and on. You may or may not know this. You're way too young, Mr. Bendick, who's in his early 30s from Burgettstown, and we're going to get to all of that. But at one time, Ambridge was in the Guinness Book of World Records for having 51 bars on the main street. But there is no place like Fermata Brewing. My son, Robbie, his friends, Josh, they love it. Everywhere I go, people are talking about it. I've been here a couple of times. I'm a friend of yours on social media. You're always blowing up doing something different. So before we talk about this destination that is Fermata Brewing in Ambridge, a little bit of the backstory. So you grew up in Burgettstown, little football, little wrestling. How in the world does a young man as young as you decide to come to Ambridge from that great community of Burgettstown and do something like this?
A good group of friends. We were home brewing for a long time and decided we wanted to test the waters at doing it professionally. So we looked for space and found this space in September of 2020 was when we first came to this space.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, it was kind of perfect. 16-foot ceilings and
what was
big
this
open
before?
space.
Do you know?
It had been a handful of businesses throughout the years. So this space was built in about 1918, and it had housed a couple of car dealerships. At one point, there were duck pin bowling lanes upstairs that I've only seen.
There's an upstairs in this.
There is an upstairs. It's empty right now. This building is slowly filling up, so pretty soon Black Dog Pizza will be taking the space adjacent to us, and then I think the plan would be to move to the upstairs to start filling that space. But yeah, it had housed a few different businesses throughout the years, and then I'm not sure more recently what was here. I know the travel agency was here for a brief time. The cigar and vape shop moved over here while they had an incident at their space. And then Merchant Coffee opened next door in 2020. People. Yeah, good business, great people. They opened in 2020. So they were open for not very long when I first came to this building. They were pretty new still. And then by the time we got open, they had been about a year and a half into their business.
Let me tell you how long I go back to Burgettstown. I had so many friends from that community for years, still do to this day. Barry Alvarez, who happens to be the coach of at one time Wisconsin, dear friend of mine. One of the reasons why Russell Wilson ended up with the Steelers. We talk all the time, haven't in a while. I revere Barry Alvarez, but anytime I think of Burgettstown, I think of Burgettstown. Barry.
Yeah, Langloth native.
Yep, did some of your football games there. And on Main Street in Burgettstown, Homecoming, there's nothing like it. It's one of those great little communities. But Ambridge is becoming a thriving community. The borough, the mayor, the council.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of great stuff, and this is just one of many, but you've made a big splash here.
Well, thanks. Yeah, we're happy to be here. There's been, I think, just over 40 new small businesses, small to medium-sized businesses open in Ambridge, not just on Merchant Street, but in Ambridge in the last 5 years. So definitely seeing a renaissance in the last 7 to 8 years, and we're excited to be a part of it.
All right. I want to talk about what really matters to me. And you're a strapping young man, and you can still eat all of this stuff. I miss some of it, but I dare to dream. Your food's off the charts here.
We don't have food.
Well, wait. I'm talking in the city of Ambridge.
Oh, yeah.
No. You realize you got Black Dog Pizza coming.
Yeah.
You got Police Station Pizza across the street. Now, am I allowed to bring in
Tap
a pie?
House. Yeah, sure. Yeah. People bring in food all the time. So we do a food truck rotation, but that doesn't prevent people from bringing in food.
But I was going to get to that about the food trucks.
Yeah.
I come through this town on a regular basis just to get the vibe.
Yeah.
There's always something smelling good and cooking out front.
Yeah.
The food truck phenomenon, what has that done for your business?
I think the food truck phenomenon went hand in hand with the brewery boom in the area. So all these new breweries popped up in the last 7 to 10 years in the Pittsburgh region. most breweries don't really want to have a kitchen, so the food truck business also started to boom, and there are a lot of really quality chefs and business owners that have started food trucks that do a really awesome job.
Now let's talk about the brewing business a little bit. You know, at one time in another life, I was the spokesperson for Iron City for years.
Okay, cool.
And Mr. Piccarelli, who has got roots here because his father's business, owned it. So I was in it for a very long time. I met many brewmasters, and I started to see this evolve. A friend of mine who used to have Hollywood Gardens in Rochester, Frankie Eli, his father. Frank. Why do you think everything that's old is new again? I mean, Pittsburgh Brewing kind of started like this, 1861. They were a little lager company, and now you see it catching on again. Is it a lot because of people your age started to brew your own beer?
I think so. I mean, I think the home brewing world kind of blew up, but then also there's just something to be said about the brewery culture and the experience that you can have at a brewery as opposed to like a normal bar, where it's a little bit different, more relaxed. People are coming here speaking for ourselves, we do live music at least every Friday and Saturday. We've got a performance tonight for a fundraiser event for the Child Health Association of Sewickley. And so it's a little bit different of an experience. We always have the live music and the food trucks, and we're family friendly, we're dog friendly. So, I think that's plays a huge part in the brewery culture. It's a little different. So
he knows my son, Robbie, and I just mentioned my son just got a dog, Jax, who's an Australian Shepherd. And so he went away for a couple of days, so I got to watch the dog. Now, not only do I never see my son because he's too busy, but now I don't see the dog. So do I got to come here?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know if Robbie's brought his dog in yet.
Listen, he's a hulking young man like you, so he's a handful.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Josh brings Moose in all the time.
What kind of dog? Listen, these are childhood friends who I've watched grow up, and I love them both. And my son and his friends are the best. But so, what kind of dogs? I've heard about this Moose? Horse that he has.
I'm not sure what kind of dog it is.
It's big.
He probably weighs like 150 pounds or so.
Newfoundland. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
wow.
Big. He's big. He's a sweet dog. Yeah.
That's a big dog. Okay, so I go back in my early radio days. There was a place called Maury's Speakeasy.
Okay.
I don't remember.
No.
But it was all about live music.
Yeah.
And bands that broke out, the Granati Brothers, and all these people who ended up on A&M Records. This is what I live for.
Sure.
This is, if not for any other reason, I don't care where you're watching this, and I have a vast audience. Anytime you get a chance to see live music, you got to make it a point to do that.
We do live music a lot. We support live music. Nashville, Byron Nash and Jaquia, they're playing tonight for this fundraiser event that we're doing. So it's gonna be a fun night. We just bought all this new sound equipment that we've been testing out for the last 2 days. So it'll be our first show with our new equipment.
Either you hit the Powerball, or your parents left you, or you're helping you or something.
No.
So what made you decide to go all in like this? And do you have another job, or is this your full-time gig?
I did have another job. I worked in industrial safety management until about a year ago, when I finally quit.
Decided to do this.
Yeah, well, I was doing both for a long time, and then just got to be a little bit too much. So I stepped back from my career job. I have partners involved here, and they're really good people and good friends and good partners to work with. They still maintain their current day jobs until hopefully one day this could transition all of us out of our current day jobs.
Well, it's working. I mean, it's the number one go-to place for young people, and this is what I love too. My son's 25. You have trivia night. They do all this stuff. They come here. It's a gathering place, and it reminds me a lot of when I was young. We would have loved to have had a place like this. And I know you're not a sports bar, but I'm going to test your knowledge only because I got to get as many people listening to my show as you want to come into this bar.
Yeah.
So when exactly were you an athlete? Did you wrestle as a heavyweight?
I wrestled and played baseball in high school.
So no football?
Nah.
Okay.
I played football when I was younger, but then I stuck to wrestling and baseball in high school.
I don't know if you realize this, but not too far from Burgerstown, there's a little place called West Virginia.
Sure,
Larry Shaw, a good friend of mine, coached at Oak Glen for years. Perennial powerhouse champion. Yeah. I was with the Westinghouse wrestling coach last night, Ace Chapman. I don't care what anyone says. It's the most difficult sport. I actually called a wrestling match, high school wrestling match on the radio with Jim Hopple, who was a state champ from Ohio. it's the most difficult and most competitive sport out there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So what made you decide to do that? Something in the family or the competitiveness?
No, I think just the competitiveness and the challenge when I was a kid. I always played sports from when I was young till.
Did you go to the collegiate level or just high school?
No, just high school, yeah.
Well, you got to know a little bit about football.
A little bit, yeah.
All right, so this is all about picking weekly winners against the spread. BetRivers.net. We do it every Sunday on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. And if you ever need anything,
okay,
Coons Market in Hopewell.
Sure.
Okay? Just remember that. All right, here we go. Steelers tomorrow night, kick it off. Amazon Prime. They are giving Cleveland 3.5. Who do you like in that game?
Steelers.
All right. Sunday, New England's getting 7 against Miami.
New England with 7.
Okay. Giants getting 5.5 against Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Okay. This guy knows what he wants, man. Tennessee getting 8.5 against Houston. Who do you like?
I like Houston.
Indianapolis getting 7.5 against Detroit.
I like Detroit as well.
Carolina getting 11 against Kansas City, coming off their first loss of the season.
Kansas City.
All right. Didn't even have to think about that. Chicago getting 3.5 against Minnesota.
I'm going to go Minnesota.
Name some of the beers or flavors or whatever you have here that people love so much.
Sure. Our one of our more popular beers that we have on year round is our American Light Lager. It's just called Practice beer. So it's got a cool label. I'll show it to you when we leave here. But it kind of looks like an old school pennant style label. That's something we'll keep on year round. We do a lot of birthday parties and different kind of retirement parties, graduation, whatever it might be. We do those kind of events. So a lot of people coming for those are not necessarily craft beer people, but we have a light beer.
Do you do the
option.
growlers? Can people take home?
Yeah. We sell growlers that you can purchase the growler and fill, and they
Thank
can
you,
also,
sir.
People can also bring in their own growlers to fill. So that's our Practice beer.
Get close on this, young man. Practice makes perfect.
And this is one of our staple hazy IPAs, our Ovation.
Listen, this is what this is what they love, man.
Thank you.
But the thing about this stuff, let's be honest now, you're going to have to get some of that food truck. I mean, this stuff, it'll put the old hair on your chest. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we have a lot of light options too.
All right, let's go to Dallas now. They're getting 10.5 against Washington. They could use a stiff drink after the way they
Oh, man,
play.
I think Washington's going to kill them.
Oh, it's terrible. Vegas getting 5.5 against Denver. Denver's playing some pretty good football.
I like Denver too.
Frisco, 500 on the year, and they've lost to all of their divisional opponents. They're having a tough time out in the West. Frisco getting 2.5 against Green Bay.
I like San Francisco.
Arizona getting 0.5 against Seattle. That's a pick'em game.
Arizona.
Okay, Rams getting 3 against Philadelphia. I think this could be an upset special.
I think that's going to be Rams.
Chargers, Justin Herbert, big fan. Jim Harbaugh, big fan. I think a lot of people realize more than I do that this is the team to beat. That's right. You heard what I said. This is the team to beat. And the reason I say more people, I'm talking about some of the big time football prognosticators who are a lot smarter than me are buying in on Justin Herbert and Coach Harbaugh and the Rams. Chargers getting 3, as I mentioned. Baltimore, I got to wait for Sunday to get my pick, but they got a horrible defense. Steelers made them look ridiculous offensively. Lamar Jackson cannot have a bad game here. They need this win.
Chargers getting 3.
There you go. Listen, just tell them about your place again. I'm telling you, from wherever you may be watching this, if you can get in the car or hop a train or take a plane or even a Greyhound bus, come to Ambridge to meet Chris Bendick and the great employees at Fermata Brewing. But tell them about your place.
Sure. Yeah. 918 Merchant Street in Ambridge. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 4 to 9, Friday, 4 to 11, Saturday, 12 to 11, Sunday, 1 to 8. We do live music every Friday and Saturday. We do other types of events. We just announced our annual chili cook-off, which will be Sunday, December 15th, I think that is.
Oh, nice.
We do a beer pairing dinner on December 18th that Merchant Coffee will be catering that event. It'll be a 4-course meal. We have the Olivia Van Gore trio coming from Detroit to play for that evening. The whole brewery will be decked out and decorated for Christmas. We usually do that, Thanksgiving night. So we'll be looking forward to that. And then the streetscape here. So we've been under construction all summer. Just before 4th of July, our sidewalks were torn out. And it's been a long, grueling summer and early fall, but they are making a lot of progress. Our ramps poured and they're laying brick now. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks here, we'll have our functioning sidewalks again.
You hear what you just said, though, the magical phrase, Thanksgiving Eve. Listen.
Thanksgiving Eve, we have the Sweetwater Cottage band coming from Swickley, so they're an awesome group.
That's a massive night.
Yeah,
you don't have to leave Ambridge.
Sure, no, it's gonna be fun. So
listen,
looking forward.
I'm glad I got a chance to meet you. My son's been raving about you and his buddies forever, and now I can see why. Good people, good young people, building a brighter future for our county that is Beaver County. And I got to tell you, I think you're going to like this place. It's your Pratt Pack. Enjoy the rest of your day. Much more to come, so stay with us.